don't buy this crappy lens, the YouTubers told me, because it has bad AF system and bad optics. Is this true? Let's see what are my first impressions in this video now. Hi there, my name is Tudor Mates. 2 weeks ago I've just bought this lens 18mm f2 Fujifilm, brand new. I am crazy or what? We will find out. So, I want to tell you my first impressions after using this lens for at least 2 weeks, and I think I've managed to understand this lens. And in another video I will make an in-depth review of this lens, so please subscribe to my channel to see that review when it will come out. First, I bought this lens brand new. Why? Because I didn't find a good copy on the second-hand market, and all the copies that are out there are pretty used up. Why I am talking about this lens, buying it brand new, it is because of the price. The price, it seems a little pricey, a little spicy if you buy this lens brand new. Indeed, if you find this lens on the second-hand market and you find a good copy in good conditions, it is better to buy it second-hand. But unfortunately, I didn't find a good copy on the used market, so I decided to buy it brand new, and I don't regret it. So as a first impression after using this lens for at least 2 weeks, I feel I don't regret paying the full price for this lens. It is made in Japan, the packaging, it is very nice. I like the hood very much, and it is very light and very compact. So I really don't regret the price brand new for this lens, as you will see in what I'm about to tell you in the next sections of this video. Now let me tell you about the AF of this lens. Can you get sharp pictures using the AF? Yes, you can get sharp, good pictures using the AF on X Pro 3 and XC4. You don't have a problem with the AF. It is working like the 35mm f1.4 lens. Of course, you hear the motor because it is an old lens, but it is focusing. You will not have missed focus problems. You will not have slow AF problems. It is fast. You don't want to use this lens in continuous mode because I don't know, it is not working very well like the 35mm f1.4, but it is working, so the AF, it is not a problem. I guess on the older bodies you will not have the AF of the X Pro 3 or the XT4 or the XT3 or the XE4. So I've personally tested and used it on X Pro 3 and XE4. It is working like the 35mm f1.4. It is fast, very fast. Also, I have used an Fujifilm XE2S, an old Fujifilm camera with 35mm f1.4. The focusing was not as fast as on X Pro 3 and XE4, of course, but it was precise using the 35mm f1.4. So I guess on the older bodies like XE2S you will have a precise AF using the single AF mode. So I don't see a real problem in the AF compartment. So I really don't understand why would you criticize this lens so much, because from what I am seeing it is performing just like the 35mm f1.4. And I feel it has the same optics. I don't know, the image rendering, it is looking very similar to the 35mm f1.4 if we can compare a ultra wide lens with a telephoto a normal focal length like 35mm f1.4. So when I'm looking at portraits made with this lens and at portraits made with the 35mm f1.4, I feel the same recipe. I don't know, maybe I'm mistaken, but I feel it there. So now I want to talk about the optics of this lens. The optics of this lens. So the second problem that the YouTuber had with this lens are the optics. And I really don't get it. I really don't get it. I don't find any problems with the optics of this lens. A lens like this, I don't use it for landscape photography. A lens like this, I use it for documentary photography, for street photography, for family portraits, for documenting my life. If you want to do landscape photography, you will use a zoom or a dedicated and a more wide-ish lens, like 60mm f1.4. A lens that is very sharp, as all the YouTubers talked about that lens. So, why on earth you would complain that this lens it is smudgy or it is not very sharp in the corners? For a documentary street photography or portrait photography with this lens, I don't know, I don't feel it. I have shown and I'm showing you pictures made with this lens and especially portraits, and I feel it is important to test the lens for portraits, not for brick walls. And as you can see, the portraits are sharp, the portraits are popping out. Some are edited, some are not. I don't know how I will put exactly the pictures that you are seeing on this video, but I didn't feel a problem. I didn't feel I need to work more in the editing process. I don't know, I really like it, and with the settings and the profile settings that you can make on your Fujifilm JPEGs, bumping the sharpness, the clarity, you will get amazing straight from the camera pictures. So also I'm looking at the MFT chart. Looking at that chart, the lens it is sharp in the center and a little off the center, and of course in the corners it is losing it a little bit, but looking at or other lenses, they are performing the same if you are looking at the MFT charts. And as I have said, I've tested this lens in real life. I've made a POV. Please look at that POV made with this lens, where you will see Fujifilm JPEG files straight from this camera, and I feel this lens it is a little better than the XF10 lens. I really do feel that. Also the XF10 lens, it is helped by the APS-C sensor that is a CMOS of the XF10. So I think this lens on a CMOS sensor of, personally I don't like the X10 sensor too much. I feel it will perform a little better than the XF10 lens that I really like. It is possible to have one problem. I think this lens will not perform well on a 40 megapixel sensor. I think that the 26 megapixels of the X Pro 3, X-T4 and so on are the maximum of this lens. So I think the real optical problems that this lens has is the resolution. It is a resolution problem. But on a body with 26 megapixel, 24 megapixel and below that, you will not have any problems regarding the optics. It will perform just like a wide lens, like a 28mm wide lens. You don't expect nice details on a wide lens like you would have expect on a 85mm full frame equivalent lens, let's say 56mm f1.2 from Fujifilm or 56mm f1.4 from Viltrox. So regarding the optics, you will not have problems. The last factor that I want to talk about it is the fan factor and the portability of this lens. There is no other lens like this on the Fujifilm system. So the fan factor it is strong with this lens. Look how compact it is, X Pro 3 with this lens. Also using this lens on XE4, XE3 and other Fujifilm bodies, you will have a competent 28mm f2 lens that you can use by night and by day in every situation, and this lens will not disappoint you. If you want to do street photography like snap shooting, you can put this lens in manual focus mode, put this lens on f11 and shoot with this lens. And you can snapshot using the X Pro 3, XE4, XE2S and so on. So you'll have a competent small body with interchangeable lenses that you can use. I really like this lens, and I really think it deserves the price brand new, and of course it is better if you find a good copy on the used market. In conclusion, let me tell you what I don't like at this lens, and especially at the Fujifilm lenses that have this problem. It is the ring. This ring, it is acting nicely for the moment, the aperture ring. You can feel the clicks, but I feel that when you will use more this lens will act like the 35mm f1.4 lens, so it is possible to bump up the ring and change the aperture by mistake. But you can put the ring in A mode, and I feel it has a little more long distance than the 35. I really don't know exactly, because it is new and it is moving acceptably. But maybe when you will use the aperture ring for a long time, it will loosen up. I don't really know. Maybe I will find out in time. But the clicks could be better, of course. But regarding what the YouTubers told about this lens, and some YouTubers that I believed in, I really don't agree with them. I really don't agree with them. It is a beautiful lens, metal constructed. It is made in Japan. Beautiful package, beautiful lens hood, small, lightweight, beautiful performance regarding the optics on a 26 megapixel X Pro 3 sensor, and of course acceptable AF. You will not miss with that AF the shots that you want to take. You can use the AF in zone focusing or single point. You will not have problems. I have taken the shots of my kids with this lens, and I didn't have a problem. I really didn't have a problem. I've used this lens at f2 using the wide focusing all the points of the X Pro 3, and I didn't have any problem. Just point the camera at your subject, press the shutter button, and the subject, it is in focus, take the shot and go on. So you will have no problems using this lens as it is designed to be used. Just take it, use it. It is an amazing focal length, and it is an amazing lens that it has no competitors in Fujifilm system, and I think in other system too. I will talk about that in a more detailed video, so please subscribe to my channel for more content like this. Also, please check the links from the description and from the first comment for more detailed information. Thank you for watching it, and talk to you soon. Bye bye. Don't buy. Don't buy